At Mid-Columbia Fisheries Enhancement Group, we are incredibly fortunate to work across a variety of landscapes, including rivers, forests. However, by working throughout our many watersheds, we have the unique potential to transport and introduce invasive species to areas that they previously were not occupied. The introduction of terrestrial and aquatic invasive species can have wide-ranging ecological impacts on the very ecosystems and species that we're trying so hard to protect. With all of the positive conservation work that we do at Mid-Columbia Fisheries, it's important to realize that at the end of the day, when we get back from the field, we bring some of the field back with us. The accumulation of mud and other debris on our clothing, and especially in our boots and waders, can transport invasive species, including mud snails, diddy-mow, and terrestrial plants like cheatgrass, goat heads, and other kinds of species. Additionally, pathogens or parasites that impact fish can also be transported. To address the introduction of invasive species, Mid-Columbia Fisheries is adopting a new wader and wading boot decontamination protocol. Constructed wash basins and wader rinsing areas where we can remove some of the material that we bring back each day from the field. The first step of the decontamination process is to rinse off and soak your wading boots and waders to remove some mud and debris that's built up on them. Once your equipment has had the opportunity to soak and you've rinsed it thoroughly, it's important to come back with a brush, the next step, and start to scrub away some of that debris and mud that's built up on it. It's most important to target the areas where things are most likely to go unnoticed or to get really stuck in some of those cracks. That includes the gaiters on your waders, especially one area of focus is the lower portions of your boots. Additionally, really focusing on some of those eyelets and the cracks in your soles if your waders are starting to fall apart is pretty key. Next, hit your equipment with some fresh water one more time to rinse off any of the remaining debris that might be left over after you scrubbed everything down. Be sure to dispose of any of the water away from the stream. Finally, take your clean waders and wading boots and place them in a freezer overnight. This is really effective against some of those shelled invasive species that we might be transporting. And that's all there is to it. That's a pretty simple, cost-effective way to address some of our potential impacts on the watersheds that we work in. So remember, soak your wading boots in clean, fresh water, rinse your waders and boots with a hose, scrub your boots and waders until no mud remains, rinse your waders and boots one more time, and then place your waders and boots in a freezer overnight or in the sun until they are completely dry. It's important to understand that this decontamination method was selected specifically for Mid-Columbia Fisheries. We're not saying that this is the most effective method out there, and there might be a different method that you need for your particular basin you're working in. Mid-Columbia Fishery Enhancement Group selected this method by reviewing similar decontamination strategies that have been implemented in other people's local streams. No chemicals are used, which makes it easier on our equipment and also doesn't introduce any other harmful chemicals into the environment.